Hi viewers, we are in our one-stop shop again, an ultimate guide to your Excel functions. The topic we are covering is the logical functions and the logical operators. In our previous video we covered if else, and then we saw how we can control the errors using different if functions and if statements. Today we are going to cover some logical operators, and we will see how we can use these logical operators in conjunction with the if statement to get the results or to perform the tasks. So if you want to revise the logical statements or some other functions, you can find the videos in my YouTube channel. Let's move to our topic today. So we have already covered if else, if na, and if error. We are going to see false and true together. So these are not entirely a condition or a logical test. These are the functions which actually return what their name are. The true return a true in a cell, and a false function return false in a cell. You can mark a cell as a true and false using these two functions, and then you can use those cells directly in any conditional logical test and perform different tasks. So if I just use type false over here, it will return false in the cell like this. Or if you want to return true, you can simply return the true using this function. There is no argument for this function. These are simple straightforward function, return true and false. The next topic is the main topic today. Those are the logical operators OR and XOR and NOT, and we are going to see how we can use this with if statement. To understand this logical operators, I have created a truth table. The people who are involved in programming or coding may have better idea what the truth table is. It is easier to understand the logical operators by way of truth tables. These explains the possible outcomes from the logical tests you performed within these logical operators. As you can see, the very first logical operator or truth table is AND. There is the condition 1, condition 2, and then output, and this is the possible outcome. If both the conditions are true, then the AND operator will produce a true output. In any other scenario, any other case, it will produce a false result. The next logical operator is OR logical operator. In this truth table, you can see it can produce a true value on many number of occasions. Because of the nature of the operator, it will produce a true result if both the condition 1 and condition 2 are true, or any of the condition 1 or condition 2 are true. It will produce a false output only if both the conditions are false. The third operator is XOR operator. As you can see, it is unlike the OR operator. It will produce a true result only if one condition is true, either 1 or 2. If both the condition are true, or if both the condition are false, it will produce a false result as result of these two scenarios. The next one is NOR operator. This is not in Excel, but this is just for your understanding and information. It is a mirror image of AND operator. It will produce a false or true result if both the conditions are false, and in any other scenario it will produce a false output. Let's apply this and to understand how this operator works. Now let's apply these logical operators to an example to understand how this operates. For example, these are the student IDs, subject X, subject Y, and discount offered by a college or by institute by taking these additional courses. If a student take 2 additional courses, they will get a 10% discount. If a person take any one of these 2 additional courses, they will get a 5% discount. Or if there is no additional courses, then there is no discount. For example, person student ID 101 has subscribed for both subject X and subject Y. So just simply, if I just want to see what will be the result if I use an AND operator, and if this cell value is equal to yes, and then the second logical test, this cell value is equal to yes, what will be the outcome? It will return a true value. Okay, that's fine, as we learned this in a truth table, that it will produce a true result only if both the conditions are true. Here both the conditions are true. This person has subscribed for both the subjects, and as we can see the arguments, cell reference B3 and cell reference B3 has to be yes to produce a true result. If I change any of the cells to a no, it will produce a false result. So both has to be true to produce a true result. That's fine. Let's apply the OR operator and see or how OR works. For example, if this person has subscribed for this only subject X, not for subject Y, and we are using OR this is equal to true, or I'm going to use word or here, just or this is equal to true. So any of this cell if has yes, so it will apply, it will return a true value. See, it will return a true value because both are true. It will return a true value because subject Y has yes and subject X has no. If this is yes and this is no, it will still return a true value. It will only return a false value only if both of these are false, as we can see in this table over here. Now next one is XOR, very interesting one. XOR, I will just apply this is equal to yes, or this is equal to yes. See, it has written a false value over here because there is no value in the cells over here. If I put yes and yes, it will still return a false value because the XOR operator works in a way it will return a true only if one condition is true. If both the conditions are true or both the conditions are false, it will return a false value. But if any one of the logical tests produce a true result, it will return a true value. See, if both are true, it will return a false result. So that is the XOR operator. This is NOR operator. NOR operator is not in Excel. This is just for your information here. Now the next thing we want to return is we want to return a discount value instead of true or false. And how we can use that? Obviously we can use a if statement. If I just put if around this and so if this value is true, return 10%. If not true, return 0, just for example. See, it returned 10% over here. What we have done, we have put if as a logical test inside if statement. This is a nested function and function inside a function, and this is a very common practice across the businesses, using these kind of statements to create categories or to create grading systems or to perform different tests. But our problem is we want to have a multiple scenario in single if statement. For example, we have used only AND logical gate or logical operator over here that has produced a 10% for this person because this student ID has subscribed for X and Y. A week later or a few days later, if this student has decided just to refund or unsubscribe from subject Y, and we put no over here, it will return a 0% instead of 5% over here. As you can see, it should return the 5% over here because he still has subscribed for one subject. So what we are going to do, we are going to change if with if s, because if s allow us to use multiple statements, multiple if statements. The very first test is AND test, and then we are going to do an XOR test over here. XOR if B3 has Y or C3, these are cell references, has Y. If that's true, then return 5%. Okay, see what we have done, what this if statement will do, it will check if the person has subscribed for both the subjects, the very first AND operator, by using AND operator, because if the person has subscribed for both the subjects, it will return a true value over here, and the very first condition will satisfied, the system will return 10%, and if statement will terminate over there, it will ignore the rest of this if statement. That is how if s works. But if the very first statement is failed, then the system will jump to the next logical test and see if that test is satisfied. If that test is satisfied, it will return the value from that test and then ignore the rest of the statements. So that is how it works. If I press it yes, it will turn it to 10%. If I press it to no, it will return it to 5%. And it is working absolutely fine as per our schemes. But what if the person has not subscribed for any of the additional subjects? It will return a not applicable error. So not applicable error is on the if statement when a value falls outside the scope of the if statement. And we can control these not applicable errors by way of using IFNA function. We have covered this in our previous video. You can find that in our YouTube channel. So if I put IFNA and if s statement, and if a value falls outside these two conditions, and if these two conditions does not satisfy, just return no discount, like this over here. So if this person decided to subscribe for subject Y, we press yes, it will return to 5%. If this person decided to subscribe for both the subjects, we press yes, it will return to 10%. Or if he decided not to subscribe for any of the additional subjects, system will display a no discount message. If we can just simply copy this formula to all of the students and simply do some see how this works. This is very easy way to control the outputs, or to automate simple easy admin task which you normally spend time to perform, but Excel can do it for you rather more efficiently. So these are AND, OR and NOR XOR operators. Another way of using the similar thing instead of if s is if you can use a nested if statement, where that is how you use if within an if statement, but that is a bit more complicated. Instead of doing it more complicated way, you can do it rather very simple way by using if s statement and catch the error by using IFNA function that we have covered in our previous video. If I just go back and we can apply this logical operators to our example over here. If you remember in our previous video, what we have done, we have given a flat discount to whoever buys the CPUs as a 5% discount, and whoever buy a monitor as a 6% discount. But for example, we have changed our company's policy. We have now decided if anyone buys more than 10% will be eligible, more than 10 pieces will be eligible for 5% discount. So we can apply that thing in our formula we already over here. See, we can use item has to be CPU and the quantity, which is C4, I believe, must be greater than or equal to 10. Then the 5% discount will be eligible, otherwise there will be no discount. See if this is working. So at this time it has 15, quantity 15. If this person decided to buy 9 pieces, so it will say a not applicable error, and we have covered that not applicable error by way of, we can simply this if s statement, if IFNA, exactly the way we did in our previous example, and say 0% discount, that 0% discount. But if the person buy one more monitor, it will get 5% discount. That's pretty straightforward. If it buy 5 monitors, 0% discount. If it buy 10 monitors, it will have a 10% discount. Similarly, we do it with monitor, for example, and we can apply an AND operator over here as AND. If this cell has a monitor, and for example we have the policy, if someone buys 5 monitors, it will get a 6% discount. So C4 greater than or equal to 5, then return a 6% discount. Okay, if the person has bought 4 monitors, there is no discount. If he buys 1 monitor, he will get a 6% discount. So that is how you use the AND and XOR logical operators within if and if-else statement to perform the various tasks which are very common across the day-to-day businesses. We can use the if statement over here as well. For example, if the quantity, if we can say if this is equal to, for example, CPU and we are going to use AND operator over here, is equal to if, and this is equal to CPU and quantity is greater than 5, then what will we do? We say yes, you will apply the shipping. Return yes. Yes, shipping applicable. If the person buys just 4 monitors, it will lose the discount, but there will be a free shipping on the items, and you can perform the task for the monitors or for all other items in the list we have used in our previous example. So this is how logical operators works, and this is how you can use the logical operators within if and if-else statement to perform many different tasks. A very important function. So we have covered almost all the if-else, IFNA and logical operators. There is one more and last topic is NOT operator, and NOT operator is very simple, straightforward. It will convert a true to false and false to true. If I just simply return a true value by using a function, and if I put that NOT operator over here, you can see like this, it will convert the NOT operator a true value to a false value, or a false value to a true value, like this. I'm not sure of any business example of this, but there is a function anyway which you can use to reverse the outcome of a function using a NOT operator, converting a true to a false and false to true. So these are our if statements. I hope you have learned something new. Try to use a nested if statement, or try to use these function with if and if else statement. We are going to use see how we can use these functions with the lookup family in our upcoming video. And so we have covered all these topics already. So you can find all this video in my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe so that you can get the notification when the next video is uploaded. We are going to cover going to start lookup functions. Thanks for watching.